Okay, so we have here today the Parrot Zik 2.0 headphones. These are the second revision. I picked these up about a month ago for £130 in the UK. Normally they're about £199, which I'll go into it later, but I don't think it's worth that price. With regards to the headphones, what I'll do now is just go into sort of the build quality of them themselves. They're leather and aluminium build. They've got sort of a retractable headband as well, so you can extend it up to, I think it says here, 4 different levels. It's a nice click. They won't move accidentally. These are very well built. Like I said, I don't think they're worth £200, but they have features that I believe are the reason why they're priced that way. So, first thing I want to note is acoustic noise cancellation, or active noise cancellation. So they've got 4 microphones built in that obviously measure the sound levels outside and then react by basically playing back the same sound into your ears with a tiny delay, as small as they can possibly make it, which ultimately cancels out the sound waves. That's one of the features that I think made it quite expensive. Secondly, they're wireless. They use Bluetooth. They have a battery inside. So that's going to bring the cost of production up a bit more. And thirdly, they've got a touch panel on this side of the headphones. This is something I think is really cool, and it makes life a lot easier when you're listening to music and you're constantly taking the headphones off and putting them on. So those are some of the things that I believe are the reason they're priced so highly, as well as the fact that it's a brand. But in terms of the actual build quality, they're pretty good. When I got them, as soon as I took them out of the box, I noticed that this right ear cuff, the glue isn't quite there, which isn't good. They shouldn't be coming off this side. The only panel that should come off, as far as I'm aware, is the left-hand side, where the battery is. That's attached with magnets. It's quite strong. It won't come off accidentally. I think that's a really good, nice touch. Other than that, I think so far they've been alright. This sort of ring here is a bit loose, but otherwise no, it's fine. So what I want to go on to next is like the feel of them. They feel good. They're over-ear headphones, so your ears go inside and they there's a bit of a gap around here that your ear will fit into. So when you're wearing them, they've got quite a big cushion on the side, and I've worn them for hours at a time and I haven't really noticed any discomfort. So props for that. That's pretty much what I can say about it. What I would change is the padding on the headband. So compared to my Audio-Technicas, where the headband is about that thick, even though it has the same padding, because this one's a bit thinner, it tends to dig in a bit more. Especially this side here, where there is no padding, because the plastic/metal extends up to about here, and then the padding starts here. So this bit can sometimes dig into your head a bit. Otherwise, they feel good. They're a little bit smaller in terms of the cup size than the Audio-Technicas, which is what I'm pretty much comparing them to, but they still feel good, and they create a nice seal as well, and that, coupled with the active noise cancellation, makes for a very nice, pleasant listening experience. So the sound quality of the headphones, they didn't blow me away at all. Like I put them on, I started listening to them, and my first reaction was, okay, that was pretty good. So that's one of the other factors that makes me believe that they're definitely not worth the price. Another feature I forgot to point out was this proximity sensor. So when that touches your cheek or when it's close enough, the music will start playing. As soon as you take these headphones off, in about a second, the music will turn off, which I think is a quite nice touch. Even though I keep manually tapping here to turn the music off, I don't really need to. Otherwise, the sound quality is good. So what I would say is that the low end is definitely exaggerated a little. It feels a bit fake and a bit sort of muddy. The stereo image is alright as well, so the best way I can describe it is that if this is the stereo image of these headphones here compared to the Audio-Technicas, it's about that. So they're definitely a bit wider and you get that better sense of spaciousness around you. The high end is average. There's nothing really good or bad about it, but I think in overall sound quality they're good. I compare them to the Bowers & Wilkins P5s. I'd also compare them quite similarly to the Sennheiser HD595s or the 598s. And compared to the Audio-Technicas, they're definitely a bit more neutral sounding. So if you're buying a pair of headphones based solely on sound quality, just disregard these. Finally, what I want to talk about is what you get with them. So the headphones are wireless. They work through Bluetooth. So naturally they come with an app that you can download for Android, PC, Windows and iOS. And that about sums it up. I want to give them a 4 out of 5 star rating, but that's mainly just to try and justify myself buying them. I think they're more of a 3.5 or a 3 3/4 star quality. For instance, that button didn't turn it off that time, whereas that time I pressed it, it did. Pros are definitely the touch panels and sort of the wireless connectivity. So you can change the volume up and down by doing that. You can swipe forward and right to change the track, and also you can tap to play and pause the music. Another feature I love is the proximity sensor, as well as the fact that I do really enjoy the noise cancellation. So if you compare that to the Bose Quiet Comfort 15s, these definitely have much better noise cancellation. So those are the definite pros. The cons are it's not built as well as I expected it. The sound quality isn't what I expected either. And finally, the comfort, although it's great, this tends to get a bit uncomfortable. The cups themselves are pretty good. And finally, as I've mentioned earlier, the glue just isn't there. So a really summarised conclusion: if you want a great pair of headphones that give you some of the best noise cancellation I've heard, give you a decent balanced sound with a little bit of coloration, but on the whole neutral sound with a decent sort of stereo image, these are a really great idea. They're a good choice to go for. And the fact that they're wireless and they've got sort of this out of the box functionality in them, these are a really good choice of headphones to get. If you want something that you're not particularly bothered about cool features, you want good quality audio, avoid them. They're not designed for that. They're designed for ergonomics and convenience, basically. So yeah, overall I give them a 3 3/4 star rating, but don't let that sort of jade your view on these headphones. They are really good. And if you are looking for a good pair of wireless headphones, I would say these are the ones to go for. So that's my review of the Parrot headphones. If you like this, please leave a like or a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I think that's the number that I'm trying to scrape off right there. Yeah. I'll see you around.